Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. You're watching iAllegedly. And got a good one for you today because I have a question. The question is, do you have any money left? Are you the one that's got it? Because you're one of the rare ones if you do. Please subscribe to the channel, join the email list. The link is below. And today I have a sponsor, Patriot Gold Group, which I'll talk about later. Think about this. Story out of Bloomberg just said that people are running out of money. Savings is getting depleted. Well, who's got pandemic money left over? Which one of you guys held on to it? Seriously, I want you to think about this. When we got stimulus checks, the majority of the people did things like spend it, okay? I bought silver with mine, okay? Hey, you go, let's get some silver, okay? But they're talking about how, hey, listen, the era of all this excess savings is over with. Who saved that money? This is what I don't get. When you read headlines and headlines get sent to me, I'm like, this can't be real. Think about this. We have only $500 million worth of savings right now out there, okay? And that was good at the first of the year. It's now since depleted to $160 million in excess savings, okay? Well, who's got that money? Who's got pandemic money left over? Seriously, if you're frugal and you saved your money, you have that money left over. Nobody's got that money, okay? Do you know how many TV sets were bought and meals and crap and quick trips to Vegas? It was squandered. It was absolutely squandered. They're talking about during the peak, June of 2021, there was $1.2 trillion in excess savings. No, it was checks. Oh my gosh, I got this money. I haven't cashed it yet. But we're supposed to believe that that's excess savings. So you have to look at everything. The economy, guys, right now, it's upside down. It really is. It absolutely is. So teetering on the brink of disaster that I don't know what to say about this. Now, you can call me anything you want, a doom and gloomer, but I deal with clients. I deal with people in the real world. I deal with people that have payrolls, people that have businesses, one-man bands, one-woman shows, people that are everything from consultants to people that have big companies. And they're all looking at how they can save money and how they can cut back and what they can do and the problems on the horizon with everybody, okay? Now, inflation, oh, it's here, it's not here, it's going down, we're having disinflation. No, guys, stagflation. Stagflation's coming. Low demand, high inflation, higher unemployment. The lie of 3.5%, okay, great, okay, believe that. But the economy is upside down right now. Dr. Marvin sent me a great letter that I can't share the actual email with you, but friend of his that lives in Argentina, that English is a second language to her, and she was talking about how bad the economy is and how inflation is out of control. And that goes to the store and inflation has shot up 30%. Hi, we're going to announce a 60% price increase. And they have to deal with that. People are so broke in Argentina, this could come here, that people unplug their refrigerators and don't deal with the expense of electricity because of how expensive it is. Normally, most people want to deal with US dollars right now in Argentina. It's the best currency over the peso. And the problem with it is that people go to Western Union. Now, Western Union is a ripoff where they're charging people a huge fee to have money sent from the States or wherever, or sending money from there to here. It's just absolutely completely upside down right now. So this is happening everywhere. This is a huge, huge problem that we're seeing right now. Remember, we're supposed to believe that the whole world's got money and that the global economy is doing well right now. Did you guys hear about Ireland? What happened there? This is awesome. Ireland had a financial glitch where the ATMs would allow people to take extra money out above and beyond their balance. So you could go to Bank of Ireland ATM and it would allow you to take 1,000 euros above and beyond your balance. What happened? They had a bank run, okay? Because people are broke. So thousands of people went. There's videos included below and stories about this. But so many people were so broke that they went and hit the ATM at the Bank of Ireland and took this money out. And think about this. You're upside down. You're overdrawn. The bank is going to get their fees. The bank's going to get their money. But that's what they're experiencing right now, is that these people would go and they would just get in line and take it. The bank finally fixed it about a day later, less than a day, but it's kind of funny. Now, one thing that fascinated me during the health crisis was when people got stimulus checks. One thing that was sent to me when I started the channel is that banks like Bank of America, Citibank, Chase did this, where if you banked there and you were overdrawn, you were upside down, oh my gosh, I minus $348 in my checking account, and you got a stimulus check, they would give you full credit for the stimulus check so you could get that money out of the account and not have you pay off the overdraft. But you're telling me right now that people saved that money, that there's $160 million of that money left over. I don't believe that for a second. I don't believe it, okay? People would go to an ATM and steal $1,000, 1,000 pounds. You know, what's that, $1,010, $1,003, whatever it was. They would go do that because they're so broke right now. Now you can say, oh, Dan, those are just thieves doing that. Those are the bad people. No, most people are broke right now. So many people are upside down and don't have any money right now. That's what we're experiencing. It is absolutely the sign of the times right now. So let me know what you think about that. Share your thoughts on this stuff. And I think it's crazy, guys. I think it's absolutely nuts that we're living through something like this. One thing that we've talked about and we've heard so much about is insurance company and insurance problems. Here in California, it's getting worse, guys. Absolutely getting worse. 2 more companies have exited California. AmGuard and Falls Lake Insurance are not writing policies. AmGuard's a Berkshire Hathaway company too. So Warren Buffett sees the writing on the wall with these payments. I want you to think about this one. My girlfriend, she has a Prius, and the Prius had the catalytic converter stolen twice from in front of her house, okay? Still don't have the car back. It's being worked on right now. Been told I'm going to have it back the first part of the week. State Farm, who's handling the insurance for her policy, wants to do an investigation. And he said, really? Yeah, it's standard when you have something like this if we think it's suspicious. Well, here's the thing. There were 4 catalytic converters stolen in the neighborhood that night. So bring it on. I can't wait to have the adjuster on. And I've already called State Farm and said, the second you do this, I'm going to make you guys famous and put you guys on my channel. So, well, no, it's just standard, sir. No, it's not. I called my agent and they said, oh my God, not like somebody died. The catalytic converter's gone, Dan. And now they're going to open this up 2.5 months later. Go ahead. So anyways, kind of fascinating. Here's the thing to think about though, guys, right now. Here in California, we have a tropical storm that has not hit in over 20 years. We haven't had a tropical storm hit California. If this thing hits hurricane or tropical storm Hillary right now, which could eventually turn into a hurricane, that would be awesome, guys. I'm telling you, if this happens, we're going to do storm watch, guys. We're going to be on the beach. We're going to be filming this stuff. It's going to be great, okay? But mark my words, guys. If this happens, it's over for California. You won't be able to get insurance for anything, if this thing hits, because there will be damage. And what it's going to do is it's going to damage the south part of the state, which is it's the most expensive real estate out here, okay? From where I'm standing south to San Diego, I'm in Newport Beach right now. So let's just say this thing hits Newport Beach south. Oh man, you're talking millions of dollars of damage, houses that will get destroyed, wind damage, storm damage, everything, okay? So it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to fix this insurance debacle, because it's a mess right now. You don't have insurance right now that's reliable right now. They're looking for reasons to get rid of people right now. I have an insurance man that was talking to me and telling me, listen, as soon as you get your first claim, your second claim, you're canceled. What? How does that work? Okay? You get into a car, somebody runs into you with a car, and you have a car accident, and the second time you're done? I mean, come on, guys. That's why you have insurance. That's why you have health insurance, life insurance, everything. This is why we pay these expensive premiums, is to have coverage. And now to be told that there's various loopholes and you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. No, I want insurance. I want you guys to do your job on this stuff. So, speaking of insurance, it's kind of funny. Silicon Valley Bank is, now they're SVB Financial in bankruptcy court. They have $2 billion held up right now with the FDIC, where they seized money. It's good to know they seized some money because all their buddies got paid off. But they're losing $9 million a month in interest payments, and they could be using that to rebuild the bank right now. Read the story below. It's fascinating because these guys were like, oh, wait a second, release that money out of bankruptcy so we can go pay our bills and make money. Okay, again, it's kind of fitting. They haven't paid a price for what they've done, and now they're complaining about that. So again, the rich get richer, and there's always a loophole for these people. So share your thoughts on this stuff so far. Let's talk about our sponsor, Patriot Gold Group. The only thing that we can count on with the economy right now is economic uncertainty. You can take matters into your own hands by getting an IRA or 401k that's backed by physical metals. The best place to do that is Patriot Gold Group. They've got a no fee for life IRA, 401k. Call them today, 888-330-1431. I am not only a spokesman for the company, I'm one of their customers. I absolutely love this company. And one thing that I've done is I've looked at making a change in my retirement to physical metals so that if something goes wrong and we see the stock market crash, I'm going to be protected. I'm following billionaires' advice. I'm following central banks' advice. I'm protecting myself and getting a hedge for the future. Think about this. You have insurance on everything in your life. You need to have insurance for your money. The best place to go is Patriot Gold Group. Insure your retirement. Call them today, 888-330-1431, or use the link below. They'll send you a free investor guide. It's absolutely no obligation. Check it out today. When will you accept that things are not going in the right direction? What's it going to take? Clearly, it's not me. Clearly, it's not me giving you all the news stories, because everything that's backed by all this proof and the stories that I get, just don't do it, okay? They're talking about mortgage rates getting above 8% in the next 30 days. Don't you think that that's kind of excessive, guys, when you have mortgage payments that were in the twos a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, and now they're going to be well above 8%? Think about what that's going to do to housing, prices. Think of what's going to do towards mortgage demand, which is zero right now. Mortgage demand is zero. If you talk to any experienced real estate agent, they're getting creative. It's Spielberg for them to put something together right now because it's such a joke right now. But mortgages at 8%. There is no refinance market unless you are desperate for the money. And again, think about this. You're going to see 10% mortgages for self-employed people. You're going to see things in the 9s by the end of the year. Oh, you're crazy, man. It's going to go down. I've read that they're going to start lowering interest rates in the next 3 months. Okay. Show me that. Just show me that story, guys. Show me these stories where you see interest rates getting dropped. I want you guys to think about something. Think about where I'm walking right now, Newport Dunes, and you've got these boats out here. If this superstorm, if this tropical storm that could be a hurricane hit this area, what do you think it would do to boats like this? Seriously, what would this look like? Think of the damage. Is your boat insured? Is your house insured? Is your car insured? Do you have damage? Do you have protection for things like that? Yeah, don't I? Yeah, don't I? No. Ask, guys, ask. That's what I get a kick out of, is that people don't want to have these conversations with people. And again, you know, it's your money, you're in charge. And, you know, certain things I'm doing with the company and all this stuff that we're getting set up for the future, it's exciting. It really is. All these big changes, it's very cool. But the one thing is that I'm paying for this stuff. So I am the guy that sits there and takes his own advice and negotiates everything. Well, we've never had anybody ask for that before. Why? Well, what are you going to say? No? Oh, yeah, no. Okay. Again, here are our fees, Dan, that we charge for setting up payroll services. Oh, okay. Here's what I want to pay because I'm Dan and because this is what I want. Oh, it just doesn't work that way. And you know what they do? They give you this. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, I got it approved. Okay. More people need to ask for better deals. But you better make sure you've got coverage on everything, guys. Hey, what happens if we had a hurricane hit us here in Southern California? Would I have coverage? Find out, guys. Find out. These poor people in Hawaii that had everything burned. And I hate it, guys. I think it's totally suspicious, and I'm with you guys on all that stuff. I just think it's wrong on 1,000 different levels that we could sit there and discuss for hours some other place. But what are you going to do? You know, people, hey, let's buy your property now. Think about this. You have the biggest tragedy of your life. Most people get up in the morning, go to work, are overwhelmed, come home exhausted, and go to bed. And you know what those people did? Got up, went to work exhausted, came home without a home. You know what I mean? Some people lost their lives. It's terrible. But again, nobody wants to sit there and have these conversations. No one wants to sit there and talk about their retirement, talk about insurance, talk about how they're going to protect their family and what they're going to do. And again, the idea, guys, is not to be a debt hound for the rest of your lives, not to be so desperate that you have to go to an ATM and steal $1,000 from a bank, because they're going to come after you. They're going to collect. They're going to get their money from those people in Ireland from that bank run. But what are you going to do? You got to be ready for this, guys. You have to be ready. And nobody wants to have these conversations because they're uncomfortable. You are the master of your own domain. You know, I've got my foreclosure buddies that are brilliant guys, and they both do different things in the industry, but both of them tell me one thing, and that is it's getting busier. The banks are still getting creative. The banks are still doing everything they can not to have bank-owned properties, but what they're doing is setting up a bank-owned division. Why? Because they're about to have an influx of properties. Think about this. You and your wife are overextended, and you know the people out there that are. You know if you spend too much money. You know if you've got payments and you've got jet skis and you've got shenanigans and you've got a timeshare and all this stuff that you really can't afford. But if something happens and you lost your job between now and the end of the year, if you went 2 weeks without a paycheck, what would happen? A month, 2 months. Oh, Dan, I don't want to deal with that. That's heavy stuff, man. What are you talking about? Deal with this, okay? You know, the joke yesterday with the Dave Ramsey video and Grant Cardone, where you don't need a savings, is ridiculous. You need to be prepared. You need to be in charge of your own financing. The line that everybody says is, hey, be your own central bank. You're your own central bank of your own life. And most people, when you look at Ireland especially, are dead broke. So don't be one of those people. One thing everybody needs to do is they need to understand that the world is upside down financially. People are broke right now. People have no money right now in everything. So think about this. I've heard so many stories from the gardener overcharging. Hey, I cut these bushes. I need another $25. Well, it's part of your deal. You know, that to the dog walker was one of them last week. To recently, it's people getting new apartments. Now, one thing I want you to think about, here in California, there's limits that a landlord can ask for a deposit. They can ask for rent, and it's really basically not supposed to exceed 2 months beyond that with a deposit. So your rent plus 2 months is the most that they can ask for. Piper Phillips, story out of the New York Post, found the ideal apartment in New York, and they went and asked her for $21,000 as a deposit for this place, an extra $10,500 for her deposit. You know where that goes? In the landlord's pocket. That's where that goes. And again, what are the laws? I don't know the laws in New York. What are the laws in New York for, can they ask for things like that? Oh, damn, it's so desperate there. You know, you're lucky if you get a place, and people pay an extreme amount of money. No, guys, there's laws with all this stuff. But again, be the one that scrutinizes all these bills. Be the one that will not get fleeced from the mechanic. You know, auto parts, auto repairs, all this stuff. These kids are all having a great time. Isn't that awesome? Fun is that. Stand-up paddleboards. I like the two kids in the same one. You're seeing more and more of that right now. But just, you know, scrutinize everything, guys. Nothing wrong with that. Oh, God, they think I'm such a bitch when I do that. No, you're not. Because what's happening is that all these restaurants are charging $4, $8, 16%, all these different things on us. No. No, 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 no. Also, the other thing is resort fees. When you guys go to hotels, I'm not paying that. What's the resort fee? I'm not going to use it. I'm going to sleep in the hotel room. I'm not going to pay the resort fee. Now, one advantage is that as Dan, I can sit there and say, I'm going to make a video on this and tell everybody not to stay here. Okay? Scrutinize everything, guys. Scrutinize everything because it's bad. So. One thing that keeps happening more and more is that the criminals are getting more and more desperate. We're seeing data breaches all over the place. Guys, I've talked to you guys till I'm blue in the face about a VPN. If you don't have the VPN, you're a fool, okay? And they're not sponsoring this video or anything, but Massachusetts, the state of Massachusetts, had medical records stolen for 134,000 people because they used the Move It program and it was hacked. And they should have had a VPN. But think about this. Do you want your medical records out there? Seriously, you don't want your searches on the internet out there. But you think about this: your medical condition, everything wrong with you, everything that you've ever had, every procedure, everything you've done with the doctors, given to some derelict. Okay, so that's the problem with this right now, is that people don't want to look at stuff like this and realize how serious this is. So the VPN protects all that stuff. And they should have had a VPN there. And what'll happen is the people that used Move It was the transfer company. They'll get sued, and you know, everybody will get $12 later on for this. But you have to protect yourself with this stuff. And again, these companies, I think it should be criminal when people have the data stolen. That's me, okay? But you know, let me know what you guys think about this, because it's just a matter of time, because it's getting worse right now. Absolutely getting worse. I'm going to finish this video with these last couple stories, and the first one is HP, Hewlett Packard. I love the HP computer, guys. I think it's fantastic. I've just had the best results and best reliability and no service. It's just been fantastic. But they have a printer, and they got sued earlier this year, and a judge just said that they can have class action status on this. And what happened was they had different printing programs where you could buy ink and things like that online, and the problem with it was their printers, once the tanks hit a certain level, the whole printer wouldn't print. So they're saying, wait a second, this is unfair. We have to buy new ink every time we hit this arbitrary level that nobody knows the answer to. So they just got class action status. So there's going to be checks written for that. But lots of litigation, lots of problems, and big time, you know, problems with this. Have you had this issue with these printers before? Because I've never bought a Hewlett Packard printer before, just their computers. So that's the thing that's maddening with me, is you sit there and you have these inkjet printers, and they've got the tanks, and then you've got to replace it. And once you replace it, it's just a mess. And you got to sit there and have it. And I always, you know, when I was doing a lot of printing with the event company, you just would have to have scads of ink on hand, and then you'd realize, oh, look at all the extra magenta ink that we have that we never use. And then when you don't buy it, you run out of it and the thing won't work. Final story was a wine company called Ocean's Fathom out of Santa Barbara. This was crazy because I didn't hear the story until today. Todd sent this over. Think about this. Ocean's Fathom, they wanted to ferment wine at the bottom of the ocean. Well, that's pretty interesting. Thought it was the perfect environment, perfect temperature. It would make wine absolutely perfect. And they used the Santa Barbara Channel. Only problem was Ocean's Fathom didn't get the approval from the Coastal Commission. The city or county of Santa Barbara didn't have proper business licenses, just made this wine. But the wine would sell for as much as $500 a bottle. And they were charged criminally for doing this. I mean, you guys broke the law. You guys, were environmental scofflaws with what you guys did. Now, what's fascinating about this was they had to destroy over $2 million worth of wine. That was part of their plea agreement to get out of trouble. So this perfect wine is upside down and the company's upside down, but they said, hey, we proved that this works and this is the perfect place to store wine, and we're going to get it approved in a different place. Now, it's just a matter of time until you have somebody that will give them the approval to do this. But think about this, guys. The ocean floor, the temperature of an ocean. Santa Barbara, I'm sure it's cooler up there than it is in certain other places, but the rushing water over sealed wine bottles, isn't that kind of wild to think about? So, Ocean's Fathom, okay? But these guys were facing jail time too, and they got out of it, but the wine got destroyed. So share your thoughts on that. Always send me stuff like this, guys, because this is fascinating. But that's a great business story where something ingenious. Now, the thing about this, the interesting thing about this is these two guys will raise a ton of money as a result of this, because people will sit down and say, wait a second, this kind of worked. Did you guys have any of the wine? And I bet you there was a bottle or two that made it through without getting dumped out, okay? So please don't forget to hit the like button. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I always like walking over here because it's very private. It's very nice. So onward and upward, guys. I will see you guys very soon.